Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is an exclusive interview that is in conjunction with the MSAHA Basketball Weekly Show. I am your host, Trellis Williams, and with me now, to my right is Luke Sanders, to my left is Caleb Sanders, and Michael Williams, all three of them with the Muddy River Counselors. We got a nice interview for you here today. Talk about y'all's journey to this moment. And in this season, you guys have had a very, very successful season thus far. You're about to go in to a big tournament here this weekend, trying to go back-to-back championship years. But you guys have been the first, y'all are the last three original players for the Counselors basketball team starting in 2020. And you guys are still on the team now. How does it feel to be playing at that level that you guys have been looking to be playing at for the past 5 years?
Man, it's been great. It's been a great feeling because I remember that first season we had.
That's right.
We were losing. Man. And I just from that point on, I wanted to get better, and I started working hard over these past few years, and to see where we've grown from now. We've been undefeated this season in conference. We have a 22-1 record, and it's been great to see.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because, we were tiny. You got 12-year-old Luke over here, we were just getting beat all the time. And then we kind of, we were wanting to get better. It felt kind of weird because, guys that are your age are young too, but they're playing on the younger level. But then you get older and you have the more experience at the higher level. And so it kind of feels, it helps us with that, but you do lose a lot in the 18U level when you're that young. But
yeah, one thing I noticed is the guys, a lot of the players that you guys played against that first year that graduated that year, they're like getting ready for college graduation now. You guys are still
married too.
Yeah, some of them are getting married and everything like that, and you guys are still doing it. Being the first three original and still playing with the Counselors, that's got to be a cool feeling to still be wearing that Counselors jersey when you know that you were the first ones to ever debut it. And then now you're playing for that same team, and now you guys are winning. And just being able to play in that district championship game, play a team like the Tyler Heat, came up short, but you're right there close. And, a lot of these organizations have been around for like 17 to 20 years and things like that. You guys, I guess, been around for 5 now, but you guys have been there every year. Just how does that feel?
I think it feels really good because it shows how far we've come in those years. And I just think back to when we first started playing, how me personally, I wasn't even that good at basketball. And to see the progress that I've made, that we all have made, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel good. I disagree with you. We're not very good at basketball, but, stepping out on the court that first time with that, that JV game against Discovery School was crazy because I was like, this is actually happening because we were like a startup team playing against the school, and then we've been playing together ever since. So it's kind of crazy.
Even that first game was that first JV game was something else because you guys went down by 10 and then just came back, almost won the game. It was just like it actually was just a foreshadowing of what was to come. But you're about to say something, Caleb.
Yeah, I remember watching that game a few weeks ago, and I was so embarrassed the way I played because I was so young, and it's been crazy to just see the hard work that been put in, and we've been succeeding, and it's just crazy to see.
Yeah, it's crazy. You guys never got Discovery back.
Yeah, I really want to play them again.
Yeah, well, but Luke, just want to talk to you a little bit. So, paying attention to this season now, you guys just graduated out of the 16U after last year, so this is the first year without Caleb Michael playing in 16U, and you guys were able to pull it off. And this year was one of those very competitive seasons of 16U. It was kind of crazy because we went in there to play Meridian, and I had kind of forgotten that they haven't been playing full strength at all season long. So they had the worst record in conference, but they were one of the best teams. And so they had a lead early, and you guys were able to fight back and get the win. But against them, against Jackson, who had beaten you in the regular season, and then beating PCA is always a challenge in the championship. Just talk about how you guys pulled that one through.
Well, going into the game, I knew it was going to be a struggle for us because we didn't have one of our key players, which was Noah. He brings a lot to this team that really helps us win games, like shooting, defense, all that good stuff. So I knew that I had to step up and make some big-time plays, and that's what I did. And we had players like Isaac who stepped up and made some big-time plays too. And so I think that's what helped us pull out the win, as well as our other players who did have a key role in our success in winning the championship game.
Yeah, and then that was big too, because you guys this year, I mean, you guys had to fight and claw all season long, and a number of you guys would be 16U age next year, like you and Isaac, but you and Isaac have a lot of experience on the 18U level as well. So overall this season, you guys have been on a tear, 22-1 record on the season. One loss being to Tyler Heat in the district title game. Preliminary seeding has come out for regionals, and you guys are in Division I very solidly, up in the even right about halfway in there in terms of seeding. So that's exciting as well. It's been a big season. Just what has been the main ingredient to this success this year?
Chemistry?
Yes, really, it's chemistry.
Out of the whole team. Yes. We play well together. I mean, because like at practice, we work on it. We work on like team basketball, 5-on-5 basketball. It comes with really good coaching. So we're just like trying to play well together with our just team basketball. That's what we're doing at practice all the time.
Yeah.
So we come out and play team basketball.
And I think that with us being so talented, it helps too, because you can always have chemistry, but if you don't have any skill, then you're not going to be as good.
I agree with that.
True. So that's true.
I think it's because we're so talented too, and also because chemistry. We have so much chemistry out there on that court. It's
good if you have chemistry, but then you just lose the ball and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't make it shot. It's kind of tough, but if you're hitting shots and getting the ball around, playing some good defense. Our defense is really good.
Yeah. Anyway. But that's a big part of the chemistry too. Is on defense as well. What's interesting is playing with you guys in the brown and white game. It was the first time I played with you guys on the court, and y'all's chemistry was something else. Because I mean, there was one time Caleb, I mentioned this to Michael the other day, that he told me, he's like, "Oh man." Like, because I had cut down the baseline, and I'm like, I was just moving, and he's like, "Oh no, Caleb was gonna hit me." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't see anything," He's like, he did that step that he does that.
When he dribbles through between the legs and looks at me like this, I'm like, I got to cut, and you just came in my way. But anyway.
Yeah. So, but with that chemistry, and you're talking about that's a big ingredient with the team, because we're still not a very tall team. You got some height. With Hilton and Mark Dillon, but they're younger players. But how much confidence does that chemistry give you guys on the court? Because you're playing teams that have plenty of height. I mean, even in the league, we're not one of the taller teams in our own league. So just kind of talk about that.
It gives me a lot of confidence knowing that I have a group of guys on my team that we have amazing chemistry. I feel like we could beat anybody with the way we play, and it's tough to be the team that they all know what they want to do and they know what each other gonna do. Thinking at the same time, and I just think it's been good and it has led to a lot of success of winning these games in the season.
I just go in with the mindset of not thinking about how the bad things about when I'm playing basketball. Because when I'm playing basketball to have fun. It doesn't matter if this person's tall or maybe fast. There's always gonna be someone better than you. And so when you're playing basketball, it's good to I love basketball, so I'm just gonna play. It doesn't matter who I'm playing against. I'm playing basketball.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And so you guys are coming up on the tournament this weekend. You want to go back-to-back. Tournament set up a little differently. You guys are going to be in a semifinal game immediately. So you're going to play the winner of Macomb and Jackson. Victors have done well as of late. They've had some good games as of late. But you're going to play a semifinal game, and if you win that, you're in the championship already. But there's no room for error. You can't lose in this tournament. There's no double elimination situation anymore. But going into this tournament, how ready are you to take that floor again? I mean, it's been a little bit since you guys have played against the Tyler Heath there.
We're very ready. I mean, I know I am.
I know I am.
But, yeah, I think they are, too.
I think I'm excited for us to get this ACU championship and go into these tournaments with feeling good. Because I feel like if we lose these games, it might, knock us off a little bit because we know we can beat these teams. So just go ahead and getting this over with and being ready for those tournaments.
I've been ready all season for this tournament. This is one of my favorite tournaments. And I know these teams, they want to beat us because we beat them this season. And it's good competition. I ain't scared of competition, so they're going to have to come with it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but I mean, you have PCA over there, and I mean they always bring the competitive spirit. I mean, every time. Every time you think you might be about to pull away from them, they bring. They bring it every time. But this is one of those things that I wanted to say too. So you guys take on the Tyler Heat, and you guys go up early. You're up 9-2. They bring the game back. You could look at it as being something where, I mean, Tyler Heat, they were dominating everybody in district. I mean, they smoked everybody. They were the team that was expected to win it. So you guys losing by 2, you would look at that and think, oh, well, that's not that bad, But if you watch the game, you could see you could have blown it out at some points in time. So just kind of talk about that too, the execution that has to be done when you play the top competition that you guys play.
Well, when it comes down to it, if you're hitting shots, we're tough, very, very tough to beat.
Yeah.
Because, our defense stays consistent throughout the year. We've been doing well with our chemistry of defense, but shots are just a little different. Sometimes we're on, sometimes we're off. You know what I mean? So that Tyler Heat game, we were off. Like, we weren't really hitting much shots. They were playing really good defense, and we were playing good defense. That's why it kept low scoring. But there were a few times where we could hit shots, but we didn't. But, like, if we're hitting, it's a different game.
I looked after that game. In the first quarter, I was hitting. I felt I couldn't miss. But then as the game went on, I started feeling all that the game before. I was getting tired.
Oh yeah.
And that took a toll on me. But I still played my hardest. I really wanted to win that game. I watched that game a lot.
Yeah, I did
just
too.
thinking, what if we just could have pulled it out?
But that's the thing, because, like, when you started hitting, it gave, like, us confidence. Like, boom, we can do this. So, like, like you hit the first shot of the game, like, about, 10 seconds in the game.
Especially when you hit those threes.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about third. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, but when you started hitting the shot, we were, like, confidence booster. Like, let's go, you know what I mean? And then we started going. Then you kind of started missing more, but we were going. And so we were, and then you started playing a different role, which flexibility on the court. That's what wins games too.
Yeah.
So you started doing other stuff that was really important for us.
I'll tell you what messes with the other team is when they're used to just running fast break on people, and then they try to throw it over a guy they think they can throw it over, and he just jumps up there and snags it with one hand and pulls it. You pulled that one time, and at that point, see, I got to say, we didn't win, but when he did that, I'm like, man, we're winning this game. I know what you mean.
What you talking about, guys?
But the thing about the Tyler Heat, though, is you guys still could end up playing them again.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be in the same. They're going to be in the same division. They're going to be in Division 1. They have a 1 seed. They're going to be one of the top teams, obviously, after winning that district title. But they were 27-2 after that game. So I mean, that's a very, very good basketball team to play. Another big one you guys had this year was taking on Central Hines, who had. I mean, this was their big year. I mean, they had stacked with seniors, very good seniors as well, and they played well. They shot well. Had their leading player get 37 in the game. You guys pull it out, 84-80 right there on the road. I mean, that game, that was game of the year so far.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, but you're talking about the shooting. Now, that game, y'all brought the shooting. They hit 19 three-pointers as a team.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was going across the our starting five, and then our other guys coming off, where we were just hitting the whole game, but it wasn't just one guy hitting and kept hitting. It was like I would hit some, and then Caleb came in at the end and fully iced the game. But Luke was hitting a whole lot, and then Ethan was hitting a whole lot.
Yeah, Ethan was
Isaac was solid. Like, he was working against a 6'7" and a 6'6".
And Luke got in foul trouble with 4 fouls, and so Isaac took the front and was playing pressure defense, and Luke was taking the back, and so he's able to keep playing intense defense even in foul trouble. See, those are the kind of things that really has really helped y'all, like, only lose one game, because you could have lost 4 or 5 this year so far. You know what I mean? But, like, those kind of things really help you pull out games like that. And, almost did against the Tyler Heat, which would have been crazy. But, you guys have plenty of opportunities to do that here, and you got this tournament coming up. This is kind of hard because you have multiple tournaments here this season. But what would be your overall goal for this season?
Win.
Games.
Yeah, I want to win every other game we have. I'm trying to win conference, regionals, and nationals.
Listen, hey, yeah. I mean, why not that be the goal? You know what I mean? Absolutely.
I think
That's
also
a
goal would be to get better and be ready for next season, because they're coming in next season as seniors. So when that's will be their last year, for scouts or colleges to look at them, and maybe even them going to a D1 program, maybe junior college program. So I think them really finishing off this year strong and their next year strong will be really good for them. And me, I'll also going to be getting better, so I can, get to a
I agree.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, so if you look back, okay, let me ask you this. So what's a memory from the past 5 years that you think about, like a game, like other than this year? Because we've talked a lot about this year. Other than this year, what's a game that you think back to, each of y'all, that was like, man, that was awesome?
Hattiesburg in 7th grade, we beat them. Remember that?
Yeah. At the I remember that.
Yeah.
At the NBA.
We hit every single
Oh my
shot.
God!
Oh my goodness.
That game was crazy.
Oh, and that was back when King was playing too.
Yeah.
So
King
we had
20 in the game.
the King. So King had 22. Luke had 19. Luke was 12. He had 19.
Wait, really? What game are y'all talking about?
Playing Hattiesburg.
In the
When we
NBA.
played Hattiesburg.
They had blue colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Scoring
I think I
19
remember
19
that.
points on high school at 12 years old.
19, and then Caleb had 18. Chris had 17. Then somebody got 10 points, 14 assists.
Yeah.
And so I just remember that. Yeah, no, it was something. At that point, I was like, man, these guys right here. That's.
I think a game I remember we played Scott County at Laurel a couple of years ago, and we were down it was like 20 to they had 20 points and we had like one digit, and
Are you talking about 16 of you?
No, it was 18.
Oh, okay.
And me, you, and Luke came in the game, and then we went up.
Oh, I remember that.
That was 16 of you.
No, it was 18.
We only could play 2 quarters. Remember?
No, you remember when the coach had started all the seniors against Scott County?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
And
I
then
remember that.
and we came in the
We
game,
were down.
and then we came all the way back. I was like, oh my gosh.
That felt
Yeah.
good too. Yeah.
Oh no, that I remember that.
I like coming in as the
remember that too.
heroes.
I remember that. It was,
You tuck that jersey in. I'm ready.
no, I definitely remember that game. You have one, Luke?
I'd say I really like the first game for me personally, because I feel like that was my best game, because that's the game I had the most confidence in. Looking back on it, I didn't think I had a lot of confidence. But when my dad said that, he was like, one day he said, "Do you know the game that you had the most confidence in?" And I was like, I think I said the game that we won the championship that year. But he was like, "No, was your first game because you weren't scared when you were playing." And so that's the game that I think about the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do remember that because I'd seen y'all at practice and I knew that y'all could play and everything like that, But then when I saw, I was pretty pleasantly surprised with Luke, because he showed up and then he just first thing he did was caught it up high and finished it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He showed up
in
and was
traffic.
Like, I want to play soccer and baseball. I don't
He didn't
play.
wanna play
I don't play
basketball.
basketball. And I'm like, are you serious? You're just sitting over there on the side.
You gotta explain this right here. So first counselors practice. Caleb and Luke show up. Caleb's gonna play. Luke's not gonna play because Luke doesn't play basketball. He plays baseball and soccer. He doesn't play basketball.
Oh my goodness.
And then I was thinking, I'm like, oh man, I guess he just isn't. I guess he's just not good at basketball yet. You know, he's young and everything. Probably just never plays. You know. Then I saw him play, and I'm like, come on,
Are you
man.
serious?
Come on.
I honestly think I was
wasting that talent.
I'm like,
And then we got to mention the next next summer. You got Caleb. He's like, hey, watch me touch the rim.
Oh.
And jumps up and goes
Yeah,
up and grabs the rim. He's like 5'4".
Yeah, at 13. Now I remember that. I remember it was like, hey, somebody told me, he's like, hey,
I
look.
was dreaming. I almost left the gym.
It's like, hey, Trellis, look at Caleb. And I look and I'm like, what? Like, that didn't happen.
I was practicing all summer on there. I was trying to dunk. But I was like, I just touched the rim. So I was just practicing every day trying to touch the rim. And, yeah, it was a good feeling for me.
Man.
Yeah, you grabbed it. You didn't touch it.
Man, y'all, both of y'all have had some good ones this year.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
y'all have.
so both of yours, Caleb, they were off lobs, and they were, man, the Hillcrest one. That was the only game that I wasn't there for.
You had your legs dangling.
But I was just like, man, that's because especially capping off that big run.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's crazy that the season's been so good that like we didn't talk about the Hillcrest game this whole time because that game was that game was a game of the year until the Central Hines game.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, we got to watch out for Hillcrest. And we definitely watched out for Hillcrest.
Look, they went up 10-0.
But we got nervous for a second, and then we started hitting everything.
Yeah, that was the game I was looking forward to because some of the people on the team, I used to go to post school with them. And I one of the players on that team I used to play. Me and Luke played AAU with 2 summers ago.
Oh yeah.
They would talk about the game, telling me how they gonna beat us, and I was like, okay, we gonna see.
I mean, look, you gotta explain it with the basketball.
Yeah.
Don't really have to start talking.
Yeah, no, that one was awesome. I wasn't there, and I was just like, I was over there with Terry, who's injured, you know, losing 41-0 playoffs. And so I was like, oh man. You know, hey, if they were healthy, it might have been worth it. But you know,
one of my favorite dunks of the season, and it wasn't mine. It was Caleb's, of course. Was the Chef game.
Oh,
Luke got the ball, threw it down to me. I just caught it, and I saw him running, taking the full stride. I was like, I'm throwing this. Caught the ball, dunked it.
Yeah. Well,
like,
see,
that's some good chemistry right there. That's what I was thinking as I was running down the court.
that was actually pretty because I saw you get it and I saw you throw it up and I'm like, he's throwing it up for Caleb and I'm like, yeah, Caleb probably just lay it up and then all of a sudden he's dunking it. I'm like, man, that was back-to-back games.
Oh yeah,
that was the next game.
That was after Hillcrest.
Yeah, like that was the very next game. I was like, man, is this going to be an every game occurrence? It's kind of hard to find out.
It's hard. Like it's hard to get those.
It's hard to connect on that. I mean, man.
Because like it happened to be where the dude was running at me and you were running behind him, which I haven't really seen that again.
Yeah. But yeah. So they listen. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I had for today. Any final thoughts?
I think I don't know.
This is great. I wanted to be on this for years because I was watching all them interviews he did with the seniors from a couple years ago, and I was like, man, when I'm gonna get my turn to be on this, and I'm here today.
That's right.
Yes, me too.
That's
and
right.
And Luke, he's kind of premature, 2 years.
Premature.
When you told us that we were going to be interviewed, I was really excited because me and my brother have a really good connection, but me and Samako, I really think that we have built a really strong brotherhood, and just to be sitting here and recapping the days, the good old days. I call them the good old days. It feels really good, and it just makes me sad to know that next year's they're gonna be leaving. It's just gonna be me.
We were trying not to go there.
Yeah,
we gotta
man.
have next year before we leave. It's not like next year we leave.
Yeah,
that's right. But hey, look, I got to say this: there are a lot of people outside that are going to be like, "Oh man, yeah. leave." Please leave, like, because
don't come back.
Because I will say, starting young and being good young, it makes it to where your window is longer. Because a lot of these teams, y'all have seen a lot of teams in the league go up and all that stuff. So we had Laurel won the first 2 years that we were doing the counselors. And then that was their window, and then PCA had that really good team. I mean, that team was really good.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, thinking back to it, you guys competed with those guys.
Yeah, we could have beat them that one game at our home.
Yeah, that first time. It felt like we should have, but that team turned out to be really good. So and so that was a really good part of the development as well. Because if they hadn't gotten so strong. Maybe we win it that year, and if you win it that year, you might felt like last year was the right time for you guys to get good enough to go ahead and win that championship. Of course, at the time, I was like, man, we lost.
We never won an 18U championship with those old jerseys, though.
Oh, man, because you debuted the new jerseys on the championship
game.
Yeah.
That's right.
But new jerseys, new championship.
Yeah, I know.
The record in those jerseys is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Really good.
I think you guys have lost 3 games in those jerseys. Because lost two Dallas games. Well, I guess 4 because you lost 1 in Missouri.
Oh yeah.
So bad.
That
Anyway,
game was
we're
crazy.
not going to talk about
Y'all,
that.
Let's not.
But how about that week though? Start off and play one of the worst games in years.
Rydell, I'm sorry, Rydell, if you're watching this. That was about the worst shooting I've seen in a long time. But you weren't the only one.
Yeah,
he was not the only one.
We all couldn't hit nothing at all.
Oh, man, I hit one shot and everybody erupted because they were like, oh, somebody hit a shot.
I remember when that dude had blocked the ball off the backboard and we laid it up.
I shot a layup and he went, and looked at me and flexed while running down the court. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, what was funny about them is that they had some time to prepare because they knew that they were playing us for like a week or something. So they were like, watching our tape, and they're like, oh man, these guys are gonna be tough. And then we get out there,
just suck it up.
like a big old egg.
And the next time, Rydell hit 6 3-pointers.
Yeah, no,
against Lake Houston.
Yeah. Oh, he hit everything.
That game was
He
crazy.
hit that deeper.
Well, see, there was the Tulsa Arrows game, and they were just huge. And you guys beat them, and then Lake Houston. That team was good.
Yeah, they were good.
And they're going to be in the regional, and they're having a good year this year too. So that might be another team that you guys will face off with again. But so then you have Lake Houston. Then there's the Wichita Warriors, who were tall and good.
They're in Dallas too.
That was no, they're not in Dallas. I think they're in the Midwest. But but no, they were tall and good as well. We won the gold ball in that one, and they were able to get San Marcos back from beating us in Dallas.
They could shoot so good.
Yeah.
That first game played in Dallas. I went off, but
nobody else did.
But that one dude in that team was just hitting everything.
Oh man, and he's hitting them 25 feet away like
he hit them the next game too.
I was like, why? Like, why would I have to play against Steph Curry today?
Yeah, that team was good, and then we were down in the D2B national championship game. We were down by 14 in the third. Came back and won that. That was one of those weeks. See, that kind of stuff sets the tone for new seasons. You see it in football with teams' bowl games, like in college football, like they'll go and have a real good bowl game, and then the next season they come back and they're doing well. I mean, I think that's what happened there. Really set the tone for the next season. And I mean, even summer, going to MC and not losing any games there, and then coming to this season and win the first 22. So, but yeah, hopefully getting back on the horse this week and play the winner of Macomb and Jackson on Thursday. But appreciate y'all for coming in here and doing this. This is fun.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for
you
having me.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Oh yeah, for sure. So folks, we appreciate you joining us. This is in conjunction with the MSAHA.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Muddy River.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Muddy River. Listen, I'm biased for sure. This is the MSAHA Basketball Weekly Show. Trellis Williams.